Hey YouTube, as you guys know, I like to cover the MENA RLCS and specifically the up-and-coming players there. And in fact, on stream, I've been following Team Rock, which is Nush, Dr. Known, and Ops, a team of players who are all under 15 years old. But what that means is I also could not cover Dark's team. So today, we're going to look at the final match that Dark's team played in this most recent qualifier. They are not the same team you guys remember before. You guys remember Team Zone, which, of course, included Zone. Now it's a new squad for Dark. He's playing alongside a couple Middle East veterans, ones that might be able to lead Dark to maybe a better success story than he had in the previous split, where I think Team Zone maybe made one of the three qualifiers, or the top 16 that is, and I believe went out 0-3 when they did. These guys might have slightly higher aspirations. If you guys don't know his teammates he's playing alongside, it's Ams, who's actually been a Rule 1 sub, I think, up until the moment that he joined Dark on this team. He had been just operating as the Rule 1 sub. And now he's also joined with Hisoka. Hisoka's a guy who has been in the Middle East scene for a really long time. So as opposed to a couple other newer, lesser known players like him that he was playing alongside previously, now some serious veterans who can maybe work with Dark to improve his 3v3 ability, and we'll see some RLCS success from him in the future. But as it stands right now, he is currently playing on his last life. They played through Bravado Gaming and unfortunately lost to get sent to the lower bracket, but in the double elimination qualifier, you have two chances to make it through, and this is their second chance. Winner of this series advances, and right now, their team is down 0-1. to this squad, which I'm forgetting what they're called. Oh, Let Them Cook. Let Them Cook is the name of Rez, Bang, and Sargent. As Ams and Hisoka double up, and Dark will be the one to finish it into the top left to put his team up 1-0. Dark going to be the first on this kickoff as he side flips it to place it onto the side wall. We'll see if this squad ends up playing like the Globetrotters of Team Rock. We will be back live again with Team Rock qualifiers this Thursday, as they did qualify for the top 16. I do recommend checking this out if you guys haven't already. Let's take a look at how Espada worked. Hisoka going to the ceiling for a double. Actually not the best of protection on the back wall, despite a ton of the defense being there. And it is going to be a goal for Ams, as they're now up 2-0. Kickoff lost directly to Dark. I don't think that's the first touch he necessarily wanted. Imagining he would have hoped for a slightly more upfield touch, but the fact it went straight in the air did allow for only him to be able to get to the ball, as he prevents bumping his teammate there on the back wall. And now will turn out upfield. He spent a lot of time as the last back for this team so far, and we've actually seen a ton of top-tier players, even, some of the most mechanical players play as that last back. I think Zen was doing it for Vitality a ton in this most recent major. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to be involved in the play. It doesn't mean that you aren't able to, dictate on offense as well. It's just preference on who likes to break up the play. And I think, ever since the Rocket League came out, Stark goes for the full field reset, try and get his team started on offense. And the classic dash rotation back with no boost. Good dodge the demo. But as I was saying, ever since Rocket League came out, I think it's, with time, slowly been moving away from positions. Whereas we saw the Gentlemates, who won the most recent major, probably had, some of the least positional play, just a team full of well-rounded players who played a ton in the midfield all together. Obviously, the very first RLCS, or before RLCS, there were set goalies, as the couple 50s aren't going to go the way of Espada. There's going to be a goal for Let Them Cook. But my point is, with time, those positions will deteriorate almost entirely, it seems. The best teams have everybody who can do everything. Dark, left with no boost. Actually just somehow dodged the midfield 100 as he flipped through it. Maybe he was leaving it for a future teammate as they landed, because Ams does now have 100 because of it. He's going to pass out to Hisoka, but Hisoka did not turn up field for him. So no play to be made as Dark finds himself on the back line again. Passive turn, trying to react to Rez's play. Hisoka the one who ultimately gets an interception. It actually looks like Dark is maybe playing, you know, different brand of Rocket League than I'm used to seeing him play, even when he was playing in the RLCS. Normally he's so gung-ho, so fast. Out of anybody who played in regionals in the last split, Dark was the fastest player. Followed up by Nupo. But I don't think that this game would register him as one of the fastest players, because he was much more calculated, much safer there on the back line. Right now, all he needs to do is have the ball hit the ground anywhere. So he fakes that. And actually pretty impressive play from Let Them Cook to keep this ball still in the air. Dark now has entire green grass to shoot at, and he will put it over the top of them and end the game as we head to game number 3 in this same series. Game 3 back on Dark POV, as Espada's going to lose the kickoff into the back corner for Dark, and a little lean back reset to slot it underneath the crossbar. So there is Dark getting involved on the offense in a big way to put his team up 1-0 in this game number 3. It's a best of 5, and they're currently knotted at ones. Let Them Cook had to get to this spot from deeper in the lower bracket, whereas Dark's team, coming off the bravado loss, right into another qualifying game. Dark rotating around wide, letting his teammates go to work. Slight double commit there defensively between Hisoka and Dark, but doesn't get punished too much, and actually Dark's going to get deleted while Hisoka and Ams will run up the score just a little bit more. Looks like there was never time for Dark to spawn before the ball was already in the net, and a kickoff will go Espada's favor, and the beneficiary is Dark, who has no trouble tapping it in. So with under a minute left to go, Dark with a couple different goals, although I'm not sure he had to work too hard for that second one. The first one he created all by himself. Ams actually looks DC'd. I don't know if this game ends up, you know, having a pause. I don't know if they do those without referees, but either Ams is absolutely innovating in terms of defensive Rocket League, or he is very DC'd. he's not moving at all. Now everybody's slow playing. Are they gonna end this game is the question. It seems like they must be asking for a pause, but they can't pause it. I mean, there's gonna be no admins in this game, but clearly everyone has stopped playing. Ams is DC'd, and now he's back. Now he's back. I think it might have just been a homie move. I think that we might have just watched a homie move in the RLCS from Let Them Cook, who could have played 2v3, and instead decided to slow down. Ams returned. He made a play on the ball, and now everyone has recognized that as we are playing again. And so shout out Let Them Cook. You know, a team that's down big, I would say, in this game, and would benefit a ton from not homieing Espada and just running the score up. I mean, especially because, you know, it's more than just neutral. It's more than just copying a pause, because you're letting time come off the clock and taking away your opportunity to come back by being, you know, homies in this case. So extra shout out to Let Them Cook, who refused to capitalize on Ams' misfortune. We're back into the game, and approaching half left with still a 3-goal lead. Still nothing for Let Them Cook, as Dark has a ton of boost to work with, and a ball that's likely going to be his. He's going to go for a backboard double, but it is ripped away before he ever gets that extra touch. There is the classic retreat from Dark. The ball came off to set up his zap dashes. Dark very passive right now when he's got backup there from Ams. Would have expected a bit more aggression, but actually handled it pretty well. So maybe he knows what he's doing, as he was able to escape from the back wall, now intercepting on his rotation back, forcing Sargent to go high early and hopefully setting up Ams for an easy save. They actually ended up pinching it and sending it to the midfield. Dark has a ton of speed despite not having any boost, and maybe convinced that attacker to go high. He was going to be in a pretty tough situation, the fact that he pathed over hundreds and they never spawned. But now everybody is glued on the back wall. Dark did pin it to the ground. Let Hisoka and Ams go to work, and a booming clear. It should not be a goal, but it should give a little bit of a relaxation for this Espada squad, as Bang will bang it back the other way. Ball placed down. Not likely to be a passing play. Hisoka's just going to eat it up, and Ams will finish it off. So credit to Hisoka. So again, we find Dark playing that last back role with this team. Not necessarily zooming around the map as much as we're used to. Seems to be willing to let Ams and Hisoka go to work. As Dark pancaking up the ceiling for the reset with a minute left to go. 4-goal lead. Not likely to see this Let Them Cook squad bring it back. Dark pre-jumping now as he is first man in defense. And he forced that play high to the backboard for his teammates to handle. Nice turn in field here. Not allow Sargent. Multiple touches in a row. Dark's going to get a boost steal. And rotate back at the key. Accidentally caught a demo. It seemed like they were actually trying to demo Dark, because if they had outplayed that midfield player and Dark got demoed, then there'd be nobody left home. So I could see that being a very intentional play, but unfortunately just got himself demoed. Dark is too strong, as he is a very speedy player. And Dark pulling off this one. Might have even had a better angle than Ams, to be fair. Had a little bit more boost. Ams was headed towards the back wall. Dark had a direct angle on the net. Might have been able to get something a little bit easier, but it's not going to matter. In fact, they forfeited the game, or they all left the game. Maybe, probably the person who uploaded the replay left the game, if I had to guess why there's 1 second left and the ball is floating in the air. But Let Them Cook did homie them. We got to watch a couple games from Dark from his new team's POV, but unfortunately, they actually went on to lose the next 2 games. After going up 2-1 in the series, they lost 1-0 in a 3-minute overtime, and then 1-0 again in game number 5 to not qualify for top 16. So we won't get to see Dark in top 16 again just yet, but it's looking like he has adopted, a new playstyle alongside Ams and Hisoka. Is it one that's going to lead to more success for them? I think this team was formed somewhat recently. I hadn't seen them playing much before these RLCS quals, so maybe they'll be grinding it out a bit more together, and we'll see more from Dark in the RLCS.